that the purpose drove you and
To teach.
and
I hated school too.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
I mean, the irony in it, but then the outcome as far as long term, I guess it's kind of like we make plans and God laughs. It's like I want to accomplish this by this and this by this time. You just knew what you had to do based on something that moved you in your life. Was it?
I had no idea. Like he says, your true purpose may be forever obscure to you.
Yeah.
So what do I know? And what I knew was entrepreneurship. What my rich dad taught me. And so my wife Kim and I left Hawaii, moved to California, we were homeless, and we just kept teaching. And as Fuller says, always and only in the nick of time, life support showed up. And magic happened. Next person that Kim and I met was John Denver and Bucky Fuller's daughter. And when people say, how is it you spend time with Donald Trump? Why were you on Oprah? Why is all this magic happens to you? Because I'm not doing it for me. I'm doing what I know I think I can do. What can I do? I'm a little guy. And that's what is lost, I mean, I hate to say it, but so many times, like I've run into a lot of problems with some of my own business partners. All they see me for is a chance to make more money. And it's, you don't understand. If you focus on what you can do for others, God will take care of you. But you have to be smart too.
And you were with your wife, homeless. And money and relationships, there's a big relationship there as far as what happens when there's financial strain in a marriage. Did it bring you closer together? What happened for you in that period of time?
Well, it wasn't easy, let me tell you. So we were homeless for a long period of time. But I already had some basic skills, and then so I was an entrepreneur, I made money teaching and things like this, and I just kept investing in real estate. And we got richer and richer and richer, and I kept teaching, again richer, and that's what happened. So was it easy? No, it was hell. But it made us stronger, spiritually stronger. What they say, well, if it doesn't kill you, it doesn't kill you, you get stronger. Unfortunately, too many young people today, they're so afraid of being hurt, they get weaker.
Yeah.
So I'm not too optimistic. Not all of them, but a lot of them, So we got stronger as a couple and richer and happier and stuff like that. Good stuff. But it's not been easy. No. We had people steal from us, partners rip us off, lawsuits. But you just get stronger. Don't retaliate, just get stronger spiritually.
Don't retaliate, just get stronger.
Yeah, get smarter and stronger.
So then there is this very intimate connection between being an entrepreneur and your spirituality.
Well, it depends on why you're an entrepreneur first. Most people only want the money. I'm going to make $1 million, I'm going to retire. That's their only purpose. But my purpose, I was in rock and roll, I was having a great time. My first date with my wife was to the Police.
Wow.
I was backstage with the band and all that. It was really fun.
Yeah.
But when Fuller touched me, he asked me one day, this is that week-long program, what's your life's purpose? And I said, to get rich. And he scolded me. He said, that's a waste of a good mind. I said, well, maybe for you, but I like my money, So I use my money. So I use what I learned about money to teach others, and that's when my life changed.
And this is the thing that I think is very important. Many times people think there's that material wealth and spiritual wealth are on opposite ends of a continuum. If you want to be more spiritually wealthy, you got to move away from material wealth, and if you want to be more material wealthy, you got to move away from spiritual wealth. But what you're proposing is that actually they can and should be one and the same.
Yeah, it depends on you. It's called standard of living. I like my standard of living. But I also write a lot about it. People say live below your means. That's not my philosophy. Like, I've had 4 Ferraris now. Now, do I need 4 Ferraris? No. But every time I want a Ferrari, it's inspiration. So my wife says, I say to my wife, I want a new Ferrari. She says, you know the process. the process is I got to go find an asset that pays for the Ferrari. I mean, so my assets pay for my liabilities. And so every time I did that, I just gained more assets, and I sold the Ferrari. I still had the asset. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Is that, like, I wanted this Porsche one time, so I bought a mini storage, nothing down. The mini storage then bought the Porsche. I sold the Porsche. I still had the mini storage. That's mental, you know?
Yeah.
It's just education.
Well, and it's, in a sense, you used this term earlier, it's a model. Like you talk about, it's a
Mindset,
business model. It's just another model of how you like to, utilize liabilities that bring you pleasure.
It's just a challenge, you know? I mean, some people like to run triathlons. I don't. I'm a rugby player. I like, I'm not a soccer player, I'm a rugby player. I like hitting people. Why don't I play soccer? Because I can't hit people. We're all different, that's all I'm saying, you know.
Are you having fun?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
It's such a challenge every day. And the biggest challenge is spiritually, emotionally, because you go up and down, up and down, up and down. And it gets harder to stay spiritual when, people are stealing from you, robbing you, suing you. A lot of them are friends. Mm-hmm. And it's...
How do you do it? So do you have any practices that help you stay spiritual in face of all that?
Meditate. Mm-hmm. I seek quote unquote therapy, mm-hmm. to keep my mind straight, because I'm a Marine, mm-hmm. still in there.
Yeah.
So I have to keep that little Marine in check in here.
And the Marines ingrained that there's no such thing as an ex-Marine. You could be a former Marine, but you're still a Marine.
Yep, and it's one of the most spiritual organizations there is. Do you know what I mean? We're still so tightly bound. When I strapped in my helicopter, taking off, we're 5 Marines. We weren't lieutenant, corporal, and sergeant. We're 5 Marines, and we gave our lives so others could live. Mm. That is as spiritual as it gets. And I came back from Vietnam. I got spit on. Yeah. But it was still, Vietnam was one of the best experiences of my life. Still friends with those guys. It's a band of brothers. Yeah. That's spiritual. And I don't find that in business very often.
No, unfortunately.
Yeah.